Jeep has been known for a lot of firsts. The first minivan, the first SUV, and the crossover, and now they have returned with the ultra luxury Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and we're gonna take it for a drive. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix, and this is the 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Now, this is a luxury three-row SUVs, and they have decided to go head-to-head with the German vehicles, as well as Lincoln and Cadillac. And they've got a lot to offer here, and there's a lot of value in this vehicle. 2 engine options, amazing towing capacity, and some technology that I think the competition's not going to be very happy with. We're going to cover this vehicle in 10 different categories, and then we're going to give you a Car Coach Reports rating in the end. And along the way, we will give you information so that you know what you're going to be buying before you get into the dealership, because their job is to sell you on the vehicle, and our job is to give you information. If this is your first time to the channel, we give you more than car reviews and first looks. We give you car smarts, because knowledge is power. Don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell so you don't miss anything. Let's get started with Under the Hood. Under the hood of our test vehicle is a 6.4-liter V8 engine with a cylinder deactivation and VCT that delivers 471 horsepower, 455 pound-feet of torque. Each engine mates to the robust TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission. There's also an optional 5.7-liter V8 engine with 392 horsepower and 404 pound-feet of torque, fitted with the next generation eTorque 48-volt hybrid architecture that gives you better fuel economy. Because we're driving the 6.4-liter V8 engine, the big monster that gets 15 miles to the gallon with a 10,000-pound towing capacity, this is the vehicle I personally would want. Of course, there is a smaller V8 engine and there'll be other engine options available, but this is the one that I think is the most fun to drive. Of course, you will be stopping at a few fuel stations, especially if you're towing. Here's a 0 to 60 launch. Yes. Holy moly, this thing throws you back in the seat. Very Hemi-like. I love the feeling. If you are a Jeep person, if you want those big motors, you're a Charger, Challenger lover, that Hemi Hellcat kind of feeling, you get it in this truck. Now, yes, they make a Durango with a Hellcat. We have reviewed that, and you can check that out on our channel. But this vehicle is huge, it is heavy, and if it's going to have this towing capacity and hauling potentially 8 people plus gear, you do need power to get going. You cannot do that in a 2-liter engine. Maybe great for fuel economy, but it'll take you forever to get to 60 miles an hour. It's important to note that if you choose the smaller 5.7-liter engine, you will have the 48-volt architecture, which will give you that e-assist to get you off the line. So either motor, you won't be disappointed, that's for sure. The Grand Wagoneer does have best-in-class towing capacity, and I am really impressed. We've been driving this for a week, and plus we've had another drive of this at an off-road event that was on Jeep's facility, where we really got to see some of the capability. In addition to that, we rode with an executive who was in charge of the Jeep division, and he showed us this vehicle has true off-road capability and performance. But as far as performance for the street, you will not be disappointed in any way, shape, or form, and it deserves a 10. This Grand Wagoneer has a lot of handling capability. Now, it is a big vehicle, and so for on the road, I have it currently in the sport mode. Now, what you're getting is a different type of experience than if you would putting it in the automatic mode. This is a very large vehicle, like I said, but if you're going to go off-road, this is a true Jeep, both inside and out. It is designed and developed to be what Jeep's DNA is all about. And right now, I will promise you this, Jeep knows they are leading the pack when it comes to off-road capability, and they are not going to give up and do anything less than what is truly Jeep DNA. There is the legendary Quadra-Track 1, 2, and 3 system that is built into this. Height adjustment, you can go to different drive modes, and if you're going to take this thing off-road, it's a real expensive vehicle to take off-road, but I will tell you, it will not disappoint you. There is up to 24 inches of water weighting in the Grand Wagoneer. This comes in 4x4 only, but I don't think you'd want it in two-wheel drive anyhow. This vehicle will do everything you want it to do. The Grand Wagoneer is a body-on-frame design, so you know that it's designed for not just towing, but for off-road. The electronically controlled suspension does adjust as you change different drive modes, and I think that's something that's really important because some of the other vehicles don't change as dramatically as this vehicle does, so you can really get a different sensation for different road conditions. This is a fully independent suspension with 392:1 final drive ratio. In addition to that, this is an independent suspension, so you are going to get really good contact with the tires to the roadway and for off-road. One neat thing they've done in this Grand Wagoneer, because we're all different heights, is when you put the car into park, the vehicle lowers in 7 seconds down 3 inches so you can get in and out of it easier. That was really smart. Thinking about the people that use this every day, you want to make sure that it's easy to get in and out of, because if it isn't, you're not going to be a happy camper, but I think you're going to be very pleased with this vehicle. But overall, for performance, both on the street and off-road, together, this vehicle earns a 9. When it comes to safety, there is an available 360-degree camera, which we're going to cover in visibility, but that is an important thing, and it is really crystal clear, and you can get pedestrian and animal detection as an option. Now, there is hands-free active driving assist. That's going to be available later on, and ParkSense automatic parking system. There are more than 120 standard safety features, of which some of them you can adjust right here. You've got your lane change departure, your traction control, your auto hold, which a lot of people like on. That means you take your foot off the brake that doesn't roll forward. That is a safety feature. That's to help you with your parking, your tow haul mode on. Now, when you want to get into the other features of this vehicle, you press vehicle on the screen. You can adjust the things that you need to adjust, and then you can go into the off-road mode. And this will launch all the off-road pages. Now, this is obviously more part of handling than it is a part of safety, but it's something you can look into later. When you go into the vehicle settings, you can see the different features for the entertainment screens, and that's what we're going to cover when we get to technology. This is the safe and driving assist, all the safety and driving assist. There's your automatic emergency braking, which you can set for off, warning, all the different settings, forward collision sensitivity and pedestrian emergency braking. Now, when you press that little I, it's going to explain what it does, certainly not in detail compared to some of the competitors where they really go into the details of explaining what it is and how the settings are. So if you press that, you should be able to get a description. You're not getting that. And that kind of bothers me because a lot of people don't understand what it's all about. Here's your driving assist. Now, when you press these buttons, I want that vibration off. Drives me crazy personally. Active lane management. Again, there's no description of what it is. I just want the steering assist, no vibration. I'll take the late warning, vibration strength. I want that out. I hate that. Steering assist strength, and then that's going to be low. That's my choice. You can set that up however you want. Again, you have your traffic sign assist, which is really nice to have. I'll put that on. Going further down, you can see all the different settings. You've got quite a bit on this vehicle. Remember, this is a fully loaded vehicle. Night vision warnings, you want that on, especially with animals. If you see any animals from little to big, you want to make sure you have that. ParkSense, that'll help you for your parking. You don't want the brake assist involved. I don't like it anyhow, because it'll literally slam on the brakes even if you know you're not next to things. Unless you don't pay attention, then you definitely want that. Front sense volume, I'll take the volume low. I'll take this volume low. Active ParkSense mode, then this is the active ParkSense proximity chimes. It can drive you crazy. I will turn it on so that we can see how it works. Side distance warning, that's very helpful. Drowsy alert, good. If you're not paying attention, it'll tell you. Blind spot alert, active power steering default. Let's put that on sport. Why not? Power side steps, you can store them on auto. Again, some people have asked in other videos if you have to have that power step coming down. I have it in automatic, but you can leave it in the store mode, especially if you're going off-road. Hill start assist and tire fill assist. There's a lot of other features that are in here that are over here on the left that you can adjust, including like the brakes. A lot of neat things that are available on this car when it comes to safety. But really, the most important thing is that you can adjust what you want. And that they've done a great job. However, not everything is included as standard. So for safety, I gave it a 9. When it comes to visibility, they've given us a good sized piece of glass in the front. However, they've given us some assistance. Starting off with the lower sills here where you might rest your arm, that gives you visibility for the passengers in the vehicle of all 3 rows. And then looking out the back, you would use a rearview mirror. However, Jeep thought, we need to see what's going on behind us. So when you flip that rearview mirror, you now have a digital camera, and that makes a huge difference. But wait, there's even more. When you put the vehicle into reverse, you get an around view camera. You also get trailer assist for the backup, and this camera is crystal clear. There are adjustments to have just a back view, a front view, and a round view, and then even a narrower view to see what's going on behind you. And then there's a button to the right that allows you to connect the hitch properly. It is good. It is not the top of the line, but I have to say, as far as clarity, super impressive. Now, when you turn around and actually look behind you, you can see there are some blind spots, and that's why this digital assistance can help you. However, overall, they've done a fabulous job. And for visibility, I give this vehicle a 9 because you really can't see the roadway in front of you because it's such a big vehicle. The seating for the Jeep Grand Cherokee is either 7 or 8 people. This is a huge vehicle. It also offers 24-way front massaging seats. Super impressive. The adjustments are on the door. They're not on the side down low. That means when you're driving, it's easy to reach. It's within easy controls. Same thing for the passenger. They've done a lot to make this vehicle unbelievably comfortable. Massaging seats, heated seats, 3-stage. You've also got air-cooled seats, and you can pick different zones also. So I really think they've thought about that. And also in the steering wheel, there is a 3-stage heated steering wheel right here, easy to touch, very nicely done. And when you think about how this vehicle is designed, it's designed for families. It's designed to be used daily. Let's take a look at the second and third row, and we'll give you a rating. Here in the third row, you've got a large sunroof, about the size of a normal vehicle, but it's manual close, which is totally fine. You've got your lighting choices that are up here, and there's a camera, so you can keep an eye on the kids in back, because you know they're going to say, "Stop touching me," and now you'll know who's the culprit. So that's kind of neat. On the sides, besides these 2 headrests, which I think should be down if you're not using them, you got, again, that really nice polished aluminum with that gold tone. You have the ability to move this seat forward, as you can see, or back. I can see my kids playing around with this. Also good for child safety seats, which you can put here. There is latch system for child safety seats on the outboard seats, not in the center. Cup holder, more storage, USB, USB-C charging, and like an unbelievable amount of head, shoulder room. And I'm sitting in the middle. Typically I sit in the middle because there's no room. All right, I'll slide over to this side. I can't believe how much room there is. And to get out, boom, press the button and you can get out. Did a great job with seating. Adults should have no problem being in the third row. It is not the penalty box. Technology is super impressive on this car, especially compared to the competition. The Uconnect 5 system, which you're seeing here, is top of the line. This has won a ton of awards, and now with this new system, I think more people are going to be impressed with up to 75 inches of total screen display across the whole Grand Wagoneer. We are missing the screen to the right on this trim level, but we have done another review where we had it, and I was trying to look at the screen on the right. It's for the passenger only. It's totally invisible to that of the driver's side, and it's meant for the passenger side. Now, there's nearly 45 inches of screens along the front instrument panel. You've got your 10.1 inch, or you can get the 12-inch reconfigurable center stack screen, touch screen. It can also split. You can make it however you want. And then on top of that Uconnect 5 system, it is 5 times faster, and it has Wi-Fi, wireless, Android, and Apple CarPlay. That's standard, which it should be at this price point. There is simultaneous connectivity for 2 Bluetooth-enabled phones, and this has the FireWire TV for auto integration with Alexa. So if you have that set up at your house, you can use that. Now, this center screen is huge, plus you get the 10.25 passenger screen as an option, which again, it depends if you're using this for a lot of family travel or not, and that rear seat entertainment, which is pretty impressive. Now, on the front screens, what you're talking about is, I'll go into the technology a little bit. Across the top, you've got your temperature, whether it's heated for the steering wheel or not, and then it shows that there's one person in the car, which I think is kind of neat and also kind of creepy at the same time. There's your alerts, your Wi-Fi, your temperature outside, time, the station you're on, which you can adjust accordingly. And then, of course, I'm going to go listen to the F1 race coming up in a few minutes. And then you got your speaker and the passenger side settings. Now, this is your navigation. Then you've got your audio and your phone. That's how it's set up initially. You can adjust that. You've got on the sides here your heated seats, and all this will cover all that in seating. Actual knobs for volume and tuning. I do appreciate that. Going into the media center, you can choose whether you want your audio system. I want FM, I want AM, I want Wi-Fi, I want to use whatever you want to use is here. That's easy to use. We'll listen to First Wave right now. I can't turn the volume on, but everyone knows. And you can set alerts for that as well. And rear seat audio controls, all that is here. Then you get into your comfort. And when you go into the comfort, this will show you the different senses that you get. Heated seats, steering wheel, ventilation, your temperature adjustments. You can do that, or the buttons are down here. Again, I like having that dual purpose, and I like the touch screen. Not everybody has that. I've driven a lot of cars lately where you cannot have the touch screen, especially while driving. And you've got your navigation here, and you can set that up however you want. You know, set that up and go, okay. And it's really nice and crystal clear. Or you can use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, whatever you want. Full screen navigation is great, by the way, and it is all into this beautiful upscale interior, which I'm super, super impressed with. There's your phone connection if you wish to do that. Your vehicle, again, you can set all the different settings you want. They're all right here. You can say, no, I don't want that. I want the display. I want to set that up custom. You've got all that and the theme modes and beep if you want it. And all of this is completely adjustable. And this says phone pops up on display and cluster. I don't want that. You want that. Or the message pop-up displayed for your massaging seats. Entertainment screens, you can now also control up front and the rear. You can deny permissions for those who are bad kids. You can set up your profile. Each key has its own profile. Safety, we'll cover that. We covered that in safety. Your clock, your date, your voice, your navigation, your mirrors, your wipers, everything is here. There is so much available that you can set up. I love it that you can make this your own. This is probably the most involved and properly set up interface I've seen yet. And there's a lot of great ones. The Germans typically take the cake, but this is still one of the best I've ever seen on the market. You can go into your apps. There is a ton of apps, and notice they loaded super quick. You can activate services. You can turn I want the AM radio on because I'm on AM radio. I work on WBEN radio, so I want to make sure I can listen to my radio station, 930, and boom, there it is. If I want to go back to the apps and see what's there, you've got ambient color. You can set your colors, which I think is so cool. Let's do yellow. Let's see what the yellow looks like. Oh, that's cool. Or red. Or more calming colors. So you can pick whatever you want. That's also very cool. Android Auto, your assist, audio settings, your auxiliary cable if you want to set something up. Backup camera. All this is completely set up for your profile, including ventilation, heated seats, navigation, mirror adjustment. Oh, and my favorite, this Macintosh audio system is spectacular. Now, Macintosh makes some of the best systems that are on the market. Now, it's picking up the output level of me talking, which is kind of scary, actually. But it can put everything right on here. And this is the top-of-the-line audio system you can buy in a home. It's all custom. Well, guess what? It's also available here. So I can change my system and go, I want to go back to media. I want to go back to satellite radio and listen to my favorite station. And now I want to go back and hit that Macintosh audio and see how it's responding. And there it is. It's going to pick up as the next song comes on. I can't turn the audio up because of ASCAP rules, but there's lots of settings that you can set in here. Auto mode, day mode, night mode, theater mode. All that is here. Again, Macintosh, super, super impressive. And you can't put your nose up at a decent brand like that. Not that the other ones are bad, just that this is one of the best you can buy. Your off-road pages, your notification, even in your off-road pages, which takes just a second to load up, you can pick what you want. Whether you want four-wheel drive or pitch and roll, all of this is available to you. It's currently set in sport. But the fact is everything has multiple access points to get to what you want, including the select tire fill to let you know you got the right tire pressure, which people don't read the sticker that's inside their driver's door. It's available on every car, USB connection, everything is here. Just super impressive with everything that you could possibly want. That is the technology of just the center screen. Let's take a look at the features and we'll show you the other screens. But for technology on this Uconnect 5, wow, it deserves a 10. The Grand Wagoneer literally has everything you can imagine. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have your adjustments, which change the screen in front of you, as well as your phone connections. And when you press this button, you can change all the information in front of you, gives you a full menu, and you can adjust it accordingly so you can have the information that you want in front of you. Going to the right side of the steering wheel, you've got all of your cruise control, which includes the safety settings. And this is your sort of self-driving. I hate to call it that because there's no such thing, but it gives you that ability to center yourself in the lane as you're driving long distances. In front of you, you have your wiper blades on the right, and on this dock, you have your turn signals and flash to pass. On the left side, you have real stitching, real leather, real materials. They did a beautiful job. Below the vent, you have real wood, although it is coated. And then you have your headlight connection, your adjustable pedals, which is great for people with height issues, and your parking brake. Over on the door, you have your seat adjustments. That's covered in seating. Plus, you have your massaging seat button right there. I do like massaging seats. Beautiful wood, real leather. Further down, your normal controls for your mirrors and your window lifts. And then the spectacular Macintosh audio. Beautiful audio system. There's a flat bottom steering wheel, which is important. And this is leather and it's real stitching. And there's also an adjustment here for your cruise control. In front of you, you've got this 12-inch gigantic screen. And as you go into different modes, it will adjust for each of those modes, whether you're changing for driving or otherwise. On the right side of the steering wheel, another vent, real wood, and this start-stop technology. We covered this beautiful center screen, and as you go further down, you've got more adjustments in this bright, shiny black, which you have to keep clean. And you got your defrost and all your climate controls right here. Further down, look at all these charge ports. I don't think I've seen this many in any vehicle. You've got your regular 12-volt, USBs of all forms and shapes, 3 of each, including for the rear and an auxiliary, and wireless charging. Pretty impressive. So, there's a secret hiding spot, because when you press this button, yes, there is another screen that allows you to adjust your climate, because I think this is very cool. So you've got your front seats, your rear seats, your massaging seats. Isn't that awesome? I'm just a massaging seat person. Rear seating, and you can shut the screen off so you can adjust it however you want. Lots of adjustments. Let me tell you, as a lumbar girl, holy free-holies. Up and down, back bolsters, thigh support. You set the seat how you want it. Really impressive. Further back, you've got your adjustments that we talked about in handling. This is the shifter. You can adjust the height. And then you've got some more off-road buttons you can press. You've got 2 big cup holders, which you can cover up if you want with this wood cover. This center console has a ton of flexibility. This wood cover goes back, and inside, more connections, because there's just not enough places to charge, because we're all kind of charge crazy these days. Always be charging. Go inside, this whole thing lifts up, and inside you have the optional cooler. Now, it's not going to hold a lot, but if you've got baby formula, a drink or something, yes, that is an option. Kind of neat, but then you lose that center console storage. You do have storage, of course, in the center console there. In the second and third rows, you have an additional climate control screen, another center console for storage and charge ports, as well as cup holders. And in the third row, it is not a penalty box. You have more charge ports, more technology, and these beautiful glass roofs. Gigantic glass roof. Tons of features. I've only listed like the premium ones at the top, I am totally impressed with this vehicle, and for features, it earns a 10. The elegant and luxurious design of this gigantic SUV has some really nice detail, starting with the LED headlights and the lower LED driving lights. You'll also notice the 7 different areas here across the grille. This represents the 7 different continents. Grand Wagoneer will be sold on a global basis. Get your round view camera here, and it's really nicely vented and designed to keep it nice and clean, yet very functional. When you have a big V8 engine, you need a lot of ventilation. They've also got a very muscular hood. This then goes along with that same type of line that you're seeing with Jeep, aggressive and modern. Our test vehicle rides on 22-inch alloy wheels, and these are 285 45 22s. There are optional wheel choices as well. Going further back, you've got that Jeep Grand Wagoneer logo with that American flag, which I think is a really nice touch, just showing you it's built here in the USA. Additionally, when you open the door, the running boards come down. Now, this has also been seen in Cadillac and also in the Lincoln product. But what's nice about this is the vehicle lowers itself in 7 seconds, about 3 inches, so it makes it easier to get in and out of the vehicle. Further back, you have full-size doors, both front and rear, which makes it easier to put in child car seats as well as adults into the second and third row. Moving our way around to the back, we've got LED taillights, dual exhaust pipes, and this really nice cover across the back. This covers that Class 4 towing hitch. This vehicle can really haul a lot. Certainly, Class 3 will be more than enough to haul around 10,000 pounds. That's a lot, and we talked about that in performance as well. Across the back, you have the Grand Wagoneer. This is a huge vehicle, and you're letting people know that. Now, in our other review, Paul called it a big A vehicle, BAV, which it is. It's not an SUV. This thing's huge. It fits into that Escalade, into that Navigator category. And there are not a lot of vehicles in that class, although Lexus has one, and there are other vehicles out there. This is pretty Amazon. Although it doesn't feel like it when you're driving it, it certainly looks like it on the outside. You get your wiper blade here and your squirter, your cameras, and it is a completely flat upper area. Very interesting because it doesn't roll forward like you're seeing on some of the other vehicles, but what it does give you is a lot more cargo space. There's also roof racks on top and those big glass roofs, and that gives it a very unique design, and for design, it earns a 9. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer is built in Warren, Michigan, and includes a 5-year maintenance-free package, which will save you a lot of money when it comes to maintaining this vehicle. They also have loaner vehicles, and they have a lot of concierge that they're offering because they want the Grand Wagoneer to be their luxury brand. And they've done a nice job with premium quality components like Macintosh audio, name brands all the way around. Every single detail that they thought of when they brought this vehicle back was the top of the line. And for that, for quality, it earns a 10. Coming around to the back, you have 27 cubic feet of storage with that full-size third row up. That's a lot of storage, and it is the best in class. Underneath this carpet is more hidden storage, and that's great as well. When you fold the third row down, you now have 71 cubic feet of storage. Fold down that second row, and you're at 90 cubic feet of storage, which is the best in class. It is huge. If you have both seats down, you could probably camp in the back of this thing. That is an impressive amount of storage. To make it easier to close the hatch, Jeep has located their open and close right here on the side so everyone can reach it. When you're looking at the value of the Grand Wagoneer, this vehicle starts at $87,000 and goes all the way up to $104,000, and that's with a fully loaded 4x4 Grand Wagoneer. Now, there's a lot of pluses to this vehicle. It has great engine options, it has fuel-efficient engine options, amazing towing capacity, and the technology, mind-blowing. Audio system, top of the line. Material quality is fabulous. It isn't the prettiest car in my opinion. Of course, you can put your comments down below on that. Although it does have a lot of great design cues that I really like about the vehicle on the exterior. The interior, super, super impressive. I think Jeep did a fabulous job bringing this vehicle back to market and it is super capable off-road, which is not typical of a vehicle like this, and that's what's really impressive about this vehicle. When you compare this vehicle to other cars in the category, it is kind of expensive, and you can get into some of the other vehicles a little less expensive. So this earned a value score of 9. Now, with all the positives and the few negatives with this vehicle, you have to kind of look at how this vehicle fits in the space. Do you need a 3-row full-size SUV? If you do, this is certainly something you should take for a test drive. You've got BMW, Mercedes, you've got even Lexus into this category, you've got Lincoln, you've got Ford, and of course you've got General Motors, as well as in the Suburban even, or the Cadillac. So you've got that nice mix because the Jeep Grand Wagoneer fits into this really nice little slot between the ultra luxury and the not as ultra luxury, and then it hits both categories. And that is a really smart area to be. I want the luxury, I don't want to pay the price, because when you get into a Mercedes or any of the German cars, the Audis and such, it gets super expensive when you start adding in all those cool technologies that are included in the Grand Cherokee. And that's why I really like this vehicle. It is currently running for North American SUV of the Year, and I think it's got a pretty good chance, but we don't know because it's also running with other vehicles in this category that are equally as impressive. So I suggest you drive everything in this category before you make a decision. When you add up all 10 categories for the 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, this vehicle earns a Car Coach Reports total of 95. That's a huge number, and that's right in that area with the Lincoln, the Cadillac, the Suburban, the Expedition, and you start realizing there's a lot of value out there. You're getting a lot for your money, but it is a lot of money. If you got value from this video, make sure to like and share it and subscribe for more videos like this one. Also, check out our podcast, Total Car Score. It's available on all platforms. We talk to internal engineers on vehicles like Jeep. Find out what's coming out, because they have a lot of new product coming out, as does a lot of manufacturers. They all held up, and now for 21 and 22, we're going to see a lot more product than we've ever seen before, and that's good for you. So you have more choices. Remember, the dealer's going to sell you on the vehicle. We're here to give you car smarts. You can follow me on all forms of social media at Lauren Fix. We appreciate you watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.